Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. You know what? I thought we'd try something different this time. I'm gonna try to lose. I'm not gonna try to lose. That's ridiculous. I just got tired of starting every episode with we're the greatest of all time. Goha V2A is what I have always said when I'm speaking Dothraki to my wife. G0HA V2AA with I Dream of Genie hair, which I gotta be honest, hair's not a stat, but the I Dream of Genie hair is probably an 8 out of 10 as far as Eden hair goes. I think if you're getting in the 9-10 range, we're talking about the Rachel Maddow hair. I can't believe that sort of worked. We have, wait, excuse me? We have Little Hushy. Little Hushy turned into Little Brim. It's extremely nice. Or is this, wait, this is Little Delirium. And now it's Little Haunt, which I don't like as much. Okay, either way. Looking at our stats, speed is good. Better than, it ever got on our last run. Not that, I mean, the last run was amazing, but speed was irrelevant to that. We got an amazingly good starting item room. Early on, having a fly that actually does damage is going to be pretty essential. Now, I'm not trying to, talk down to some of the other items we got on our plate here. Don't get me wrong, Little Delirium, which I also call the other item Little Delirium. I don't remember which one's which, because I don't know if I've actually ever picked them up. I've only gotten them, on Eden starts. Where is our Tinted Rock? There it is. But yeah, there's the active item that spawns a random boss. I don't know what that one's called versus this one. I thought this one was called Little Delirium, but either way, it doesn't really matter that much. That stuff's good, don't get me wrong. Mom's Pad is not. That is a largely fairly bad item, although there are situations in which it could manifest itself as being a little bit more useful. But the fly is particularly important for us right now, considering that we're dealing with a pretty terrible damage stat, to be honest with you. You transformed into a enemy that had bombs attached to you. That's less good. But we have another Tinted Rock regardless. And either way, I think we're going to be fine here as long as we don't eat dirt too quickly. A Spirit Heart would be very, very, very nice right now instead of Small Rock, as much as I would like to get either. But as long as we can keep ourselves alive to, the first deal with the devil, I think I'm going to be reasonably happy with the way this run looks. HP shouldn't be too much of a problem, but it might be, depending on how frequently we end up getting, a bomb-related friend, thanks to Little Delirium. Yeah, let's just move down here. Our damage stat is the big problem right now. Rate of fire is markedly above average, but our damage stat is bad enough that I would call it into question here. 2.92 is really bad. Normally, if I'm under 4, I'm it's okay. Depending on your rate of fire, at least. It's okay, but 2.92 is outside of the range of acceptability. That means that if we're on a deal with the devil, we're going to make a well-reasoned, choice. But even modest damage improvements are going to be on my list of things to do without a doubt. That was very close. Okay, so I've been saying this too much lately. I need to purge this phrase from my vocabulary. I'm not going to say what's the game plan. If you want to know why I'm saying that so much, blame PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, Players Unknown Battlegrounds. You never know where the battlegrounds are or who the players are. So you've constantly got to be asking, what's the game plan? We're fighting an enemy, and we don't know who they are, or where the grounds that we're battling on are, or what's on these grounds. How did I get into this nutshell? This is a big nutshell, So I've gotten into the habit of saying, what's the game plan? But I think it's also useful, people, some people at least, myself included at many times, you kind of live your life, flitting. Is that a real word? That's a word, right? When you go between things quickly, like a hummingbird. You just kind of, what should I do now? What should I do now? What should I do now? It helps to have a guided plan. That's very helpful. And that's the real genesis behind the what's the game plan question. I even picked up Ghost Baby there, just out of a sense that maybe one day it could be important. It's pointing to a secret room. It shouldn't be the secret room because it's a suboptimal location for it, or a somewhat less likely location for it, but it's getting the job done for us, so Or it's already done the job for us, so I'm not going to complain. Anyway, that was a very belabored discussion about a single phrase that I have a tendency to utter. Oh, it's because of Curse of the Maze. That makes sense. And that's because this is the last video that I'm going to record today. Little Chubby's just okay. Which means that my brain is like, it's not quite like 80% fried from recording, but I've already used up a lot of my, like, you know, lateral thinking skills to put strange commentary together on a, you know, at runtime basis. So right now, it takes all of my mental energy just to string these sentences together while also playing a video game simultaneously. I mean, I don't want to compare making videos for YouTube or streaming on Twitch to endurance athletes, but that's only because, unlike endurance athletes, Twitch streamers and YouTubers actually have to use their brains and their bodies. So, like, really, if you're a marathon runner, life's pretty easy. You just have to keep going, right? Oh, what should I do now? Hey, dummy, maybe try putting one leg in front of the other leg, just as you've done for the last, you know, 24.1 miles. As, you know, they got 2 point something left. I can't remember. 26.2 was a marathon, I think. If you're mad at me, I'm being facetious, okay? I hope that that's obvious. Obviously, marathon runners don't even use their bodies. It's just like you can't put 2 legs in front of the other for that long. Like, what, you have to be mad at his only game. I'm just going to throw down here a font. I was trying to see if maybe blank card would show up and make it less necessary, but let's stop dilly-dallying here. No, obviously I'm still being facetious. Marathon runners don't even know. Okay, people are going to be like, why does this guy have such a vendetta against marathon runners? As someone who's only ever run a 10K, I've always had a deep-seated sense. Okay, we can get off of this needless circle jerky kind of running train here. But no, you know, the brain's a muscle. It's got glycogen stores, and the glycogen's getting low. I need to eat some brain food. Take it to the next level. That's a really good hematemesis. That's like one of the very few good at all hematemeses. So I am happy with the way that that has worked out. I really would like to play more, but I just can't. I've already played way too fast and loose with our HP so far. In a way that is actually, like, pretty bad. We shouldn't have played the Demon Judgment more than enough to lose any Spirit Hearts, probably, but, I mean, there's a case to be made. If we were a little bit less reckless, we probably wouldn't have even gone into the Curse Room to begin with, much less give up, like, a bunch of Spirit Hearts to the Demon Lord that lay within there. But, you know, we've made our bed, and now it's time to lie in it. I'm always overly tempted by the Demon Judgments, you know, the Demon Judgments, because, there's a decent chance that they pay out with HP. Not literally HP, but, you know, items that have HP as a component, particularly ceremonial robes. It seems like there's like a 1 in 3 chance that a Demon Judgment, if you can hit that max level payout, gives you Sin robes. Which means that even if you spend 3 black hearts to get it, you feel like you're doing better than breaking even, and you are, because you're getting your HP back, plus a little bit of a damage bonus associated with it. However, what if you spend 3 black hearts and you don't get it? Then you're in a much spicier position, which is where we stand right now. I didn't notice, but that is a Tinted Rock. 2 extra Spirit Hearts could mean the world to us right now. Aquarius, not really that useful. Of course, immediately after getting Aquarius, we fight a room full of flying enemies, which just sort of, I'm not going to say illustrates my point. It's a little bit unnecessarily petty towards an item that's not that bad, just not immediately what I'm asking for here. Tough call, because starter deck is really good, and being able to hold a Yarrow rune is nice, but I think we got to shoot for something a little bit more permanent, and I've ruined it by picking up Portable Slot. Of all things. My intention was not to pick up Portable Slot. My intention was to pick up Pandora's Box. But you know what? Maybe Pandora's Box would have given us some garbage. And somehow I've been saved. Yeah, Incubus is the right choice here. at the risk of sounding like a whiny baby. Can I have Abaddon, please? Damage plus less concern about our HP would be a course of action that I would be relatively pleased with. Or, you know what? Great time for us to fight Krampus. I would love to get Krampus's head instead of Mom's pad. Don't take that just yet. 3 red chests, but one of the items is Guppy's head. That's like the best would you rather of all time. Yeah, I would. I would rather in this situation. I think we're going to leave that Demon Judgment behind and say, you know what? Pay it forward. Save your sin robes and give it to the next player to play this seed. I desire it not. Instead, I'm very content to have been given Guppy's head, an item that actually, I mean, we have to be 100% honest here. 4.61 damage is still not amazing, although it's starting to get to the point where it's harder to complain about. Wait. Just when I thought you couldn't get any stupider, you go and do something like this and totally redeem yourself. We have Callus. Means we can walk over these and pick up these bombs. I need like a co-driver. Just sits behind me as I play Isaac. I need Twitch chat, basically. Sits behind me while I play Isaac and just goes, hey, use that thing that you've already got. So we're going to D100. It sounds weird to say that. We're going to use the D100. Which is great, because so far it's manifested itself very nicely. We have 2.22 damage, which, I mean, is very satisfying to hear, but not very satisfying to shoot with. But the D100 will still likely not only lead to a fun run, but lead to a win. One of the most overpowered items in the game. It gets no respect. Everybody thinks it's all about the Zane, but it's actually a deliciously powerful item from a strategic standpoint. Probably best never to use delicious in that context. It just makes it sound weird. But you get the idea. So our only goal with the D100 is effectively to not stop at Tech X. Because people have made me self-conscious about my love for that item. And it's such a defining item that when you get it, rarely is it a run that's like transcendental. It's usually just like, okay, it's Tech X plus, you know, lump of coal. It's Tech X plus, you know, your tiers are really high damage. You know, it's rarely is it exceptional. Let's go for the reroll here. What do we got? 2.22 damage again. What is happening? Oh, it's amazing. So I'll just warn you about photosensitivity right now. If you find yourself susceptible to flashing lights, you might want to turn this episode off. I leave that up to your discretion, but things are probably going to get worse in that department rather than better. So I would recommend exercising your own necessary level of restraint there. Take our key and just get on with this, because, oh, come on. I hate myself for that one. This damage stat is pretty not good, although it's okay, but the amount of killing power we have as a result of it is incredible. Also, our HP is awful, so I fear for my life, but I'm also super stoked about how this run looks right now. So we don't really want to take the IV bag. We shouldn't have taken Brother Bobby, by the way. I took Brother Bobby because I'm an idiot, first and foremost, but secondly, what do I want? Speed or damage, please? Speed, okay, that's fine. We got speed and shot speed, I think, or speed and range, but first and foremost, I'm not an idiot, but sometimes I'm inconsiderate about my future in Isaac when I make decisions. So, you know, I thought, I don't know how much HP we have, let's just go for it. Brother Bobby is not good enough to make that play. So that took away our last red heart, unfortunately. Hopefully we get another black rune. Ooh, be careful. But this run is still amazing regardless. Perthrow is also wonderful, so I am more than happy to come back here. Yes, this is also good. Although our damage will get lower, our rate of fire is going to get so much better, and our speed is now ridiculous, plus it ends in a 0.69, which is just that much better, so go back for the Yara rune. We're in like the freaking Warlock's tower right now. Just let me go where I want to go, please. I'm getting to the point where, like, I'm a little, I wouldn't say lightheaded, but I'm getting a little disoriented by the flashing lights here. So, I recognize, again, I'm cautioning you. If it makes you feel funny, as much as I hate to say it, please stop watching. That's it. I'm not going to belabor the point. We'll move along here. Trying to think of what can make this run zanier. Because Compound Fracture, I think, is causing all of the breaks right now. If we could also get, like, Parasite and Cricket's Body, that would just make it that much more ridiculous. Oh, we have our own Fear Shot as well. Come on. Tell me the rocks are blocking the electricity. We have our own Fear Shot as well, so we actually, like, basically just rolled the effect of Mom's Pad into our new run, which is working out thus far pretty amazingly. Lump of Coal would be perfect here. Actually, Krampus's head would be fine too, because we want to get rid of the D100, so we should have, maybe we shouldn't have Perth Road. I mean, actually, this is going to be helpful for our damage, but the Era, what are we going to do with that? I guess at this point, save it for the chest, but honestly, I've got to be pretty grateful. This is like another really, really good run, and we've had a lot of these stacked up lately. I had a period in time recently where we had a lot of runs that were not so good stacked up all at once, and that was really frustrating. We had a lot of runs that had no damage, and I'll tell you, this run's got very little damage, but firing 3 times faster than average, or at least twice as fast as average, combined with the, oh, we should look at that rune. If we can, we can. Hagelas. Can we squeeze in there? No. Not at this size, anyway. Combined with the Jacob's Ladder strats is working out pretty nicely. Yeah, we'll take Vibrant Bulb. And not take Hagelas. Vibrant Bulb is only a modest improvement for us right now, but I have a feeling that modest improvements are probably disproportionately actually awesome for us. Mostly because they get multiplied by our rate of fire. Now, on the last episode, I almost did Boss Rush. Well, I did do Boss Rush, I just didn't finish it, and it almost killed me, despite the fact that our run was very strong. Now, believe it or not, considering the last run had Mom's Knife and Brimstone, might surprise you, but I actually think that this run is stronger. I am you, but stronger. Bane, the Dark Knight Rises, but also, please stop giving me IV Bag. I love that item. Save it for a Samson run, though. Save it for an Eden run with Bloody Lust. Just don't give it to me right now. It's unnecessary. Okay, I'm going to take Mom's Key. We could use the keys. The transformation is largely irrelevant. And then we'll just donate, because I think when the game's nice to you, you should be nice to the game. You know, when you've taken the elevator to the top, it's your duty to send the elevator back down. Well, that's a very inspirational quote. Where did you hear that, Northernlion? Perhaps an influential professor at university? Close. That's from the advertisement that Kevin Spacey made for his acting masterclass on masterclass.com. I didn't take the course. Oh, you know what, buddy? Because I have no desire to be an actor, plus I already work in the entertainment industry. I'd like to think that if I wanted to, be an Oscar-winning actor, I just have to sign up and be like, you want my resume? Here's my Twitch channel. And we wouldn't run into any problems, I assure you of that. Hematemesis, and that could have been a telepills, which would have been bad, but what do we got? Nothing too amazing, so I think we're just gonna get the heck out of here. No, but I didn't take the class, because I have no interest in being an actor. I also did not, I don't know, like, the masterclass stuff seems pretty cool, but I already go to, like, regular class, like, apprentice level class. I don't think I've graduated to master class level yet. 2 years. But then beyond that, it's always in, like, the arts. And I think I'm too pragmatic. It's not to say that I don't respect the arts. It's quite the opposite. But, I get an ad on Facebook, and it's like, David Mamet teaches you how to write Glengarry Glen Ross. And I'm like, yeah, but, like, not really, though. I mean, that dude has, like, a staggering amount of natural talent and also 40 years in the industry. And you're trying to tell me if I give you, like, $75, I'm going to be well on my way to learning how to write Glengarry Glen Ross? I'm not saying I don't have the talent within me, by the way. I subscribe to the Bob Ross school of talent, which is that, you know, you can basically do anything you put your mind to. Consistent hard work equals talent. But I'm just saying, I think this masterclass stuff is sort of selling you a dream here. Plus, I don't have the Kevin Spacey voice. I got no problem with my voice. I think I've got a nice voice. Less nice after a full day of recording, but still nice nonetheless. But Kevin Spacey, he's got, you know, he's always walking on screen. Hey, I'm Kevin Spacey. And you're like, that's him. It's Kevin Spacey. He played Michael Corleone in the Godfather films. The dad in Meet the Parents. See, the joke is that I have him confused with Robert De Niro for some reason. You get the idea. It's also potentially true. We might get our third Hush fight in a row. Not that that's a huge milestone, but it's just a surprise. You know, it doesn't happen that frequently. My eyes are like completely, I wouldn't say glazing over, but like whenever there's too many bolts on the screen, or lightning bolts, crossbow bolts, you know, Cajun bolts, bolt scampi, there's just, I can't focus on it. There's too many things to focus on. It's like my brain is good enough to know that there's something going on that it could focus on, but it knows its limitations. So it says, you know what? I'm just gonna like bow out of this one if that's cool with you. Degas. And I'm like, you know what, brain? That is cool with me. Thanks for letting me know, buddy. Two of clubs. Decent. I don't know if I've used bombs recently. They don't appear to be sad bombs. It's a great Hagalaz, dude. We didn't get anything out of it, but just like in concept, that's a great Hagalaz. Good news! Hagalaz rune! It's Tim and Eric, but also as my Bob Dylan impression for some reason. We are almost through this one. I'm not trying to finish this run up. Rather, I'm excited that we might be entering a stage of the level, or the game here, where oh, man, the Degas runes are so good. I might be able to replace the D100, because I gotta be honest. You know, there's something they say about, like, fitness and weight loss. They say half of your, well, I mean, I'm paraphrasing at this point. But they say, you know, half of your diet is in the grocery store. And what they're saying there is, you know, you can rationalize. You could buy a bag of Cheetos and then be like, I'm not going to eat these Cheetos until next week. But it's a lot easier to say no in the grocery store and just not buy them at all than it is to say no once they're in your home. So, you know, you got to exercise that self-control at the time when it's, like, most plausible that you're going to succeed. It's a harm reduction strategy, I suppose. But then it applies to Isaac. It's like, I've already bought the D100, and I'm telling myself I'm not going to use the D100. But I'm just going to... HP's a little too low here, but... You know, I see myself holding this D100, and I'm like, come on, just press the space bar. And the messed up thing about it is that I don't want to press the space bar. I don't want to replace this run. But I see a full bar, and I think to myself, first off, what a wonderful world. But then I think to myself, secondly, I want that bar to be empty. It's like an animal compulsion pushing me towards self-destruction. I want to destroy this run. Not on an intellectual level, but like the message is coming straight from my spinal cord. This is great, by the way. Bookworm. 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 Check it out. Check this out. We've now gotten rid of the D100. We've killed the menace inside of us. We even got a spirit heart for our troubles. Now, this is actually very important. We're going to stick with Book of Shadows because it's... I mean, it fills the need that I have right now, which is... My HP's a little on the low side. Not necessarily getting that much better. Although we will be able to Yera on the chest regardless. Oh, you do not have permanent Polaroid invincibility, dummy. What are you trying to do here? Okay, head down. I'm actually concerned. And I shouldn't have to be concerned about this, but I've done it to myself. This is a concerning situation. At least we got no curse. We almost could have made boss rush if it was down here, by the way, which is hilarious. That's what I'm looking for. Sad bombs, PhD. PhD less so. Sad bombs is the dream. Oh, we got the fungi transformation, which is surprising but excellent. Rosary, also very useful. Let's D8 ourselves once. Oh, no, wait. It probably did not compromise all of our stats. It probably only compromised our stats because of the illuminated bulb. So kill these enemies, get your charge back. How do your stats look? I mean, our rate of fire is just better. Black Rune is also really good here, so. And our HP looks fine now, but you know what they say, looks can be deceptive, dude. But I think we're actually, like, completely set. You know what they say, looks can be deceiving, but sometimes also, you know, you judge a book by its cover. Yeah, it's one of my least favorite expressions. They say you can't judge a book by its cover. You actually, like, absolutely can judge a book by its cover. You might be saying, oh, you know what they mean. Yeah, I get it. You can't judge something. You can't judge everything based on its appearance necessarily. Even though to some extent we do. Even, you know, you see a dog, you go, hey, dog, what's up? You cute. Hey, dog, what's up? You're not looking so cute today. What's going on, you know? But a book, you can definitely judge a lot about it by its cover, I think. You look at the cover, if there's like, you know, an old man in a hat that looks like he was in the Navy, and it's called like, you know, freaking Delta Spear, you go, okay, that's Tom Clancy. That's a Tom Clancy book. I'm judging this book. Not in a negative way necessarily. You know I read all about Ding Chavez when I was in my, you know, adolescent years. I think you can judge a lot about a book by its cover. You look at a book and it says, An Introduction to Haskell. You go, that's probably a work of nonfiction, for example. And if you know what they mean, but the expression is flawed, why don't we come up with a better expression? Why don't we just say, hey, don't judge it based on its appearances. Instead, we have to make up this like Trojan horse metaphor. See, there's some irony there. That, you know, we can't just give you the message straight up. We gotta hide it in something else like it's a freaking nested. Anyway, you get the idea. For now, thanks for watching. I'm gonna go rest my throat. Don't make a joke about that, you sickos. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, though, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.